So it's 7 o'clock and we're going to call this to order. Anthony, I guess are you recording this now?
I am kicking you live now.
We're going live now on the TubeView. Okay. All right, everybody smile and look pretty now. Because it'll stay on YouTube for 400 years. I'm not kidding. It will. All right. So we'll call the meeting to order. This is the Oak Hills Park Authority meeting on Thursday, the 15th of October, 2020. And Cheryl, are you hearing everybody okay and seeing everybody okay? Although I don't know if it's Cheryl that's actually doing the minutes tonight, but it says it's her, but I don't know if that's her.
It's not her. It'll be one of the workers. Oh.
Yeah, that's not Cheryl.
Yeah.
But there's a thumbs up. Yeah, I saw Cheryl the other night and I'm going, wait, that's not Cheryl there. All right, so let's do a roll call of the folks that we got here and just say present when I call your name. Ray Ann Bromont.
Present.
And we'll go through the members. Mike DePalma.
Here.
Denise Brown.
Here.
Joe Androsco.
Present.
Bar Sheikh.
Here.
Okay. Let the record show that John Goldstein is absent and that Darius is absent.
It's John Goodchild.
Oh, that's right. It's good job. He's absent anyway. And I think that's it for actual authority members. Is that right? Am I missing anybody, Mark?
No, I think you got them all.
So I think we're here. So also with us in attendance is Paul Alexander.
Here.
Jerry Crowley, who is here representing the 501(c)(3) supporters of Oak Hills. Let's see. Joe, you're on twice, but that's okay. Joe Montaldo is on from the restaurant. Jim is on from the golf course. Mark is on from the golf course. And I think that's us. All right. So Anthony, I didn't see anybody sign up or anybody for public comment. Do you have anybody?
Right now, we have no public attendees.
Okay, thank you very much. So there's no one here to speak for any public attendees. Does anybody have anything to say as we get ready to start to look at the last meeting's minutes, not the emergency meeting, but the last one that was on, which I think is the one that Mike, you chaired, I believe. So it'd be that meeting.
I have a couple comments. Where it says attendance, where it says Michael DePalma, vice chair, we should also put that he was the acting chair for that night at the meeting.
I think doesn't it list me as acting chair?
No.
Oh, somebody told me it did. So, okay.
And then on page 4, the first word on page 4 is totally capitalized, and we should make that E small case E. And then that's all I had for that set of minutes.
All right. Anyone else have anything else to add to the minutes?
Yeah, I have a quick correction. On page
State your name,
2.
please.
I'm sorry?
State your name, please.
This is Mark Gartner.
Thank you.
On page 2, under my report, and at the end of the first paragraph there, it ends with comma and part of the August financial package. The words "is included as" should be inserted after the word "and," so it reads "and is included as part of the August financial package." That's the only correction I have.
Okay. Any further corrections? Not hearing any. Does anyone want to make a motion that we accept the minutes as amended?
Motion to accept. Michael DePalma.
Michael DePalma. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Denise. Denise Brown seconds. All in favor, just signify by saying aye.
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 I hear or see no noes or nays and no abstentions, so we'll pass the minutes from the last meeting. Okay? Moving right along to the chairman's report. I have a question. Is there any reason we keep these right now at 7 o'clock at night? These meetings?
I would prefer to move them earlier now that they're virtual, but I'll defer to everybody else.
I would prefer to move them earlier.
I agree.
Yeah, I would like an earlier meeting myself.
That works for me.
All right, can I hear some times?
I think 6 is good.
I hear 6.
6 works for me.
Yeah.
Six works for me.
6, 6, 6. Ooh,
Or
gotta
earlier.
get up for that. Yeah, I can do 2 o'clock in the afternoon if you want.
I was gonna up that to 2.
Or 4 o'clock.
I could do 4 o'clock. My day,
Some of us do work full-time, 9 to 5, so 6 o'clock is good.
some of us work full-time 24/7.
This isn't your full-time job, Raya?
No,
All right.
4 o'clock would be good with me. 6 o'clock is better than 7. So
I could
So
do
we do-
5, I could do 5:30 even if you guys want to do it 5:30.
5:30 works also.
It might be tough for me. I might have clinics done at 5:30.
So
Yeah.
5:30 doesn't work for you, Paul?
I think I'm going 4:30 to 5:30 on Thursdays and Wednesdays.
Does 6 o'clock work for you if you go to 5:30?
Yeah, but if we're doing it in a month, it could change for me because it's,
How about when the snow's flying? Are you still doing those clinics?
no, I'm going to do them as long as anybody wants though.
Okay.
It doesn't snow here anymore anyway.
Yeah, wait till this winter. Famous last words. All right, so can I get somebody to make a motion that we move the meetings to 6 p.m.?
I'll make a motion, 6 p.m.
Mike DePalma will move the meetings up to 6.
I second.
Rayanne seconds.
So they would basically be 6 to 7, trying to keep that hour frame.
Yeah, they'd still be an hour long.
Okay.
And if we can hold them to an hour. Too many times they go longer than an hour,
Right.
but this should never be longer than an hour. Okay, so can we get a vote that we move the meetings to 6 o'clock? Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. So the next meeting, we will begin at 6. And we may even want to consider that, Mark, to see if the room, if we ever get back there, which would be sometime in 2021, that room might be available at 6 too. If it is, we can move them up to 6 there as well.
Yeah, I have to give in the entire calendar year's request for meeting dates anyway to Rebecca at the city.
Okay,
So I'll just put in our regular room number again, and if we can get in, we get in. If we can't, we'll figure it out.
very good. Appreciate that very much.
Sure.
Also, under the chairman's comments, I'm going to bring in our vice chair, Mike DePalma, who approached me probably a week and a half ago now with an idea that somebody had brought to him, and we talked about it. There may be some issues that we might have to look at that we could not do, but we could perhaps. Once he tells you what the idea is, I think you'll agree with me that I think it's a pretty good idea. So Mike, you want to bring that up?
Yeah, there's a program that is run by the special ed program in Norwalk, and it's a transition to adulthood program where they take 18 to 21-year-olds who are transitioning into the workforce, and it's kind of like an internship. It's like learning to learn different skills. It's completely funded, so we wouldn't have to pay any of the students. They would get paid by this grant, and it would just be kind of actually be a question probably for you, Jim. Just learning some skills that they might be able to apply in the workforce moving forward. I have a brochure on it I could send around. I don't even know if something like that needs to go to vote. I know she had also approached Brian, so Brian's aware of it too. But it seems like a no-brainer program. It's a really good cause. we could work out the details of exactly what they would do, even if it's something like, working the cash register or something like that. I think it's not only a really good cause, but I think it's a good kind of collaboration with some of the city folks. So I could answer any questions if anybody has any.
Yeah, Mike, I actually used to do that in Ridgefield with someone who used to come in and work in the kitchen with us.
Mhm.
But they had someone with them, like an adult supervisor. Is it that kind of situation, or this person would come by themselves?
So it's a group of kids that would come in, and I believe there is always a supervisor, but I will double check that. It doesn't specify it in the brochure that I got, but in my conversation it sounded like that. But yeah, and it fully insured, all of that type of stuff. But I'll follow up on that question.
My only reservation, as I had mentioned to Mike when it happened, is that what would be our liability? And I don't know, while it might be nice and they'd learn a lot from Jim, I don't know, Jim, that this would be a program that we would want high school students to be around some of the equipment that you have.
Well, we can always give it a try.
Okay.
But the problem I see with that is that when they don't show up at 5:45, nobody's going to be around the shop to tell them what to do when they finally do show up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I actually just did, it's not in the brochure, but in the email I received, it does say that there's a job coach who's there as well the whole time.
So somebody from the school travels with them?
Yeah, somebody from the program. Yeah.
I would give it a shot.
So what
Had
I'd
me
like,
at fully insured.
yeah. So, well, what I'd like to do to move forward, and Mark, I don't know if we need to add this. I guess it would just automatically be part of that liability coverage that we're adding with travelers.
I definitely need to bring it up to our insurance agents, yes.
Yeah. So what I would like to do is that, Mike, would you work with Rayanne on this? And have Rayanne also work with Randy and also look at if there's any legal stuff that we have to do. Are there any paperwork that we have to have them sign off on? It's a great idea. We just don't want anybody to get hurt, and we just don't want anything that sounds like a great idea that then turn into one huge problem. So,
yep.
So
Rhiannon and Mark and Jim, I'm going to send you that brochure, forward you that email.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to see the brochure too. I haven't seen that.
Okay, I'll just send it to the whole group.
Mike, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do they send the same group all the time, or do they send different kids?
It sounds like it's the same 2 to 4 kids. So they have agreements with companies like Marshall's, so they'll go in and do things like that. A couple restaurants where they'll go in. So I think they select the way I'm reading it's 2 to 4 kids that would be doing this particular program with us.
Okay. I mean, because if you're going to train them, you would want the same kids to obviously be coming back.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Now, Mike, you said they get paid by the school or somebody to do this. Do they also earn credit to do this, or is this just strictly a pay thing?
It's just strictly a pay thing. So these kids have graduated from high school. It's a transition program.
Okay, so they're out of high school. Okay.
Yep. It's 18, 21.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to leave this in your hands, and you can report back to us. If you need anything, let us know.
Does this have to go to a vote, or what is? I don't know what the process is for this.
I don't think that we really need to go to a vote, but I think it probably would be a good idea that we get this all wrapped up for the next meeting, have it on the agenda, talk about where we're at, what we need, are we ready to go? And if we are, then we can vote on it. Does that work?
Cool with me.
Okay. All right.
Carl,
Yes.
we never approved the second set of minutes from the special meeting yet.
You didn't do that in the last regular meeting?
No, I'm talking about in this meeting, we didn't approve the other set of minutes that you had. The September 24th, 2020. We never made a motion to approve those.
Anybody got any issues with those minutes?
I just have one comment to get rid of, by your name, acting chairman. Just get rid of the word acting.
That might be a fair thing to say. That's what I was told by somebody. They were reading the minutes and they saw that. So that should probably change. Anything else? Has anybody else read those minutes? As we all snicker. No, they haven't. All right, so can we get a motion that we accept those minutes? What's the date, September, the September meeting?
September 24th, it's the special meeting.
Okay.
I make a motion to accept them as amended.
I second it.
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Sounds like it passed unanimously.
Aye.
Every once in a while, somebody's leaking through with somebody else. The only people I see that aren't muted is Paul, Ryan, of course, we were just talking, Mark, and Mr. De Palma.
Down in my bunker, it's not me.
Okay, I like your bunker because I like the wine rack fine.
That's our next meeting.
It sounds like a good one to me.
I'm in.
Okay, so also under the chairman's report, I'm going to ask Mr. Crowley if you would give us an update, if there is one, or whatever you want to talk to us about, where we stand right now, where the supporters stand, and what the supporters are working on, what you're doing, all that good stuff.
Okay, during the past month, we got a little surprise, a donation from the tennis people to perform work, essentially painting at the tennis courts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost $1,000.
Okay.
So that should get them going.
Okay.
All right. I met on the phone with Ernie and our website person, and we're working on that. And what would be helpful is if I could get some photos forwarded to me, especially, the tennis, if we have some tennis photos, or Mark, if you have anything with your group, Elsa and company.
Sure.
If you could just get together with a few of those. And Paul, if we can, do you have access to the gallery of pictures that have been taken recently?
What kind of pictures would that be?
Well, we're going to kind of showcase the golf course. So maybe we could start off with a picture of the sign.
Sure.
That's or the signs, or the first tee. No, we don't need many.
This is pictures to put on your website, Jerry? Is that
Right.
Okay.
So
Got a picture of the young lady with the hole-in-one the other day?
Wasn't that great?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's fabulous. Wait to see the one I put up tomorrow.
I haven't seen the photo from about her yet. Where did you put the photo?
Facebook.
Okay, I have to take a look at it. That'd be one for Jerry.
You know what? I got to be friends with you then to pick up those.
Did we put that photo also on the website?
I don't think we did on the website yet. Just
Okay.
Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram.
It's on the third hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we know how many hole-in-ones we've had on the third hole?
I have a record of all the hole-in-ones this year, and they're on the website.
Okay. Okay.
One other quick thing just to add to the supporters and to nature is that the supporters via the Nature Fund also purchased a new kiosk for the trailhead. It hasn't come yet. It's taken several weeks, but it is in progress. So nice, something that the Nature Committee wanted for a while.
Yeah, that's been on the agenda for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Jerry, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. All right, moving along. Let's go to the first, the financial report. And Mark, are you the one that's going to deliver this?
Yes, I am.
Thank you very much.
All right, so just a couple of general notes for the audit. I was able to get through a lot of audit requests since last month's meeting, but there's still a couple more that I can now address over the coming days. And part of the problem is because of COVID, there's no auditors in-house. So every request that they ask for, I've got to pull something and scan it, and they got staples and da-da-da. So kind of the normal audit workload has doubled somewhat, but it is what it is, and we're nearly there. Once all the requests are fulfilled, I'm going on a short vacation next week, and then the week after, I have a full week before next month end, hits again. So I'm going to work on the audit report with the auditors that week, and it's already begun. The started and so forth. So hopefully by November 1, it won't be signed off on, but we'll be nearing home plate. So we'll be getting there.
Do you need a per diem to help you with some of that? A part-timer, like an hourly person. Do you need somebody for a few hours a day to help you with that?
I mean, well, in general, sure. At this point, not really, because the bulk of the requested stuff is done. It'll be more of the audit report at this point, which is going to be me.
Okay, well, it sounded like you were doing a lot of, kind of grunt work there when you're talking about separating pages, staples and scanning and all that kind of stuff.
The glorious life of an accountant.
Mm.
And our line of credit with the bank, as I mentioned last week, will be up for renewal next month, and that cannot be done though until the audit is complete. So it's I'll definitely be pushing forward with the audit to get that done as well. So in the next month, we'll get the audit done, we'll get the line of credit renewed, or at least the process begun, because that can take several weeks of underwriting and so forth.
Okay.
In addition to that, just some financial activity real quick. I sent out the financials early today, so I won't go over all the details, but just some highlights. Cash is up 7% over budget and about $260,000 over the September 2019 balance. But with this week's aeration and the weather changing, we'll probably start seeing a large drop-off in rounds going forward, and that'll start depleting our current balance.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, so we had a budget number for what period of time that this period of time is up over?
This is all as of September 30th.
And this is year to date or just for the month, or?
Well, when it comes to cash or any other balance sheet, it's always a point in time. So it's literally as of September 30th. I forget the numbers exactly. I think we had expected a little bit, maybe like 323 was the budgeted number, and we ended up with $346,000. So that's the, and again, these are book balances, not exactly bank balances. There's always some differentials,
Oh, sure.
but call it $350,000.
Or as we like to say, back of the envelope.
There you go.
Yeah. Denise wouldn't like that, but back of the envelope. So what was the budgeted expenses for the same period of time?
So, okay, hold on. You're talking the,
I'm just trying to put things in perspective in my own head. So we had a budgeted number for revenue, which we've beaten by a few percentage points, which is great. So I'm assuming we also have, for the same period of time, a budget for expenses.
Yes. So what I was speaking about was the specific cash balance, which was the 7%.
Okay.
We're talking revenue. Our revenue numbers for the first quarter, the first 3 months of the year, which is is 15.7%. We beat budget by $120,000. When it comes to expenses, we were over slightly in expenses by 3.9%, $18,000. So in total, our net income was 40% higher than budget. Okay. And that's all revenue driven.
So you know what my next question is.
What's your next question?
Where are we over on expenses?
So I got my report. I'm gonna touch on it. Okay. I just want to go over a couple more stats before I get there. Revenue rounds for the month up 48% over budget and 30% over last year. Cart rounds, this number really good. Cart rounds for the month are up 60%, 60 over budget, and 47% over last year. Year-to-date expenses are up 3.5% over budget. Hold on, where did I get that number from?
Joe.
Oh, that's what it is, 3.6%. Sorry, I gave you the wrong percent number before. I'm going blind. It's hard to see in this lighting, so
okay.
I'm working off my other sheet.
Not a problem.
Anyway, year-to-date expenses are only up 3.5%, and that's mainly due to payroll and administrative expenses. The good part is expenses are down compared to prior year in almost every category as part of our effort to build up more cash reserves. But I will touch on the expenses here. The operations wages are flat over last year, but are much higher than budgeted for this year. And I want to make sure we're fair to Paul here, who oversees this budget, because he inherited it just as he started up. And part of this is due to the higher number of rounds and carts, right? So when you have more cart rounds, you have more rounds during the week, you're going to have more need for a ranger, where in the past years, we haven't necessarily had to use someone like that. During a Tuesday, where we've had intermittent times, this year we've seen Tuesdays with 86, 90% utilization, which is phenomenal. So at least in one sense, our over budgeted, our revenue that's coming in much higher than budget is more than making up for the amount that's coming in on wages. So it's understandable, but I do think this is an area that we need to watch going forward, especially in the coming months where we start losing all that revenue, and making sure that the expense comes down as well.
See what a good story that turned into? The expenses are up because there's more activity.
Yeah, and there's, I wasn't even going to mention it, but I'll just say real quick that, something like our credit card fees, they're not high dollar-wise, but percentage-wise, they're much higher than both budget and last year. Well, there's a reason for that, because they are a direct line to revenue. Yep. And this year specifically, so you have more rounds being played, more people paying, and on top of that, with our COVID precautions, more and more people are paying with credit card rather than cash. And I see that because I do the cash and I go in there to make change, and you could tell that credit card usage is up on a higher base as well. So, hey, that is a expense I will happily pay any day of the week because revenue is so high.
Okay, great.
Last thing I'll end with, I just want to talk about maintenance wages as well. I think Jim deserves a shout out here for keeping the course in great shape during a drought and with minimal staff and reduced maintenance spending. So he's down in all of his budget areas during a drought and keeping that course in great shape. So nice job, Jim.
Mark. That's kind of the eye of the holder, but thank you.
Yep.
I'll second that. Okay. I mean, we've had some issues, we've had some challenges this year because of the weather. So.
For sure.
And it's going to get worse, which I'm not going to mention now, but I'll let you talk about it when we get to you. Do you want to mention, Mark, before we move on, about how much we've paid back on our debt to the city?
Oh, no, because I don't have that number in front of me.
I think it's roughly $37,000, I think.
Sorry. Yeah. I thought you meant total debt. Yeah. Yes, you're absolutely right. We paid $37,000 back in the last 3 months. We always pay in arrears, meaning that we pay the month after the month that the rounds are based on. Mm-hmm. And yeah, right around $37,000 we paid down on our $2.1 million debt to the city.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Also helps with public relations.
Absolutely.
It's very, very good. All right. Anything else, Mark?
I'm good to go. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's talk about golf and golf operations. Mr. Alexander.
Okay, thank you. All our tournaments have been completed except for the Oak Hills Cup, and that's kind of a year-end event where people get points, and we just take the top 20 players at the end of the year, kind of like they do the FedEx Cup, and NASCAR does something like that as well. Today we had aeration, beautiful job done. The weather was really nice today, but surprisingly, it didn't really seem to me that aerification really affected people's desire to play golf. So that's a good sign. I think going forward the next week or two. We have some new golf carts coming in 2021. Our sales rep brought over 2 of them, and we put them by the first tee and to see kind of what people liked. And there's a nice green one that everybody uses, but they have a beautiful gray, and it was overwhelmingly liked by a majority of our golfers. These carts are beautiful. I don't think they're going to cost us that much. Battery life.
You have a photo of those you can share with us?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Let me see.
Jim, you need to mute yourself. It's you, I think I'm hearing popping in there. Sorry.
I'll see if I can find this real quick.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah, that'd be oh, cool. Yeah, if we could get that on the Facebook page and also on the page,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be good.
Yeah, so we have news cards coming. The golf shop has some merchandise in it now. Took a
Yeah, I
little.
saw your little email that went out today.
Yep.
Yep.
So we're putting out some stuff that I bought from Eddie a long time ago, and so it'll get us through the winter and it'll make the place look a little better.
Okay.
Met with 3 sales reps already, getting ready for 2021. Yeah, we did do some Facebook and I think some Instagram postings, and we're probably going to continue to do some more of those.
Okay.
They're good for advertising the course and trying to get people to come out. But this year's been incredible. We really didn't have to do a lot of advertising. They were coming without much work. We added a tournament results section to our website.
All right.
It's fairly interesting. We added a hole-in-one section to the website, and plan on adding maybe a nice staff section where I'm going to take photographs. And I've already done half of them. We just have to put them up, but it'll show everybody's face and how long they've worked at Oak Hills and their name.
Good.
We had 3 successful outings since our last meeting, and one Southern Connecticut Westchester golf event was in a women's event. And all the outings we did have since we last spoke are returning for 2021. One outing was here 25 years, the other one 15, and I believe the other one probably about 10 as well. We have one small outing left next week. We also have an Oak Hills Park Smith Richardson women's event they play every year. It's a little challenge match.
Okay.
I think our outing has 50 people coming, not too bad.
Wow.
We have 2 young, sharp, and friendly golf shop employees. I think I told you about them last time. And they've decided to enroll and pursue a PGA membership, join the professional golf management school.
Wow.
Matt Berger and Max Lawrence. So that's real good.
That's good.
Yeah, we're cutting back a little bit on some staff hours just due to darkness. Parts have definitely been an issue this year with your old batteries, and some spraying of the GPS units causes some problems, but due to the hard work and efforts of Al Rossetti, who's an incredible golf cart fleet manager, he's got all 68 carts working right now.
Good for him. Yeah, he's quite.
And yeah, he's incredible. Even our sales rep said he is one of the best guys he's ever seen.
Yeah.
And we're having a Oak Hills Park staff golf event and a dinner as well on Tuesday. And we're going to acknowledge 3 staff members who've been there for 10 years or more. And I'm going to get a plaque for them, and we'll present it to them and thank them for their hard work and effort.
What time is this on next Wednesday?
I think we're going to play from 12 to 1. The last group might come in 5:30, 5:10, 5 o'clock, and then we're going to go up and have some food.
So there'll be just regular tea times from 12 to 1, and so no shotgun start or anything like that.
Nope.
So everybody should be back in the clubhouse, you think, by what time?
I would say 5:30.
Okay.
5:15.
I'm asking that because I would like as many of us, if we can get there, to be there. I will be there.
Yeah, I think that'd be great if you could be
I
there.
can't play next Wednesday, but I can come by at 5:30 when they're all in the house.
That'd be great. Yeah, they'd appreciate that.
Well,
And we also put up a few nice photographs of my father's in the front entrance of the club as you walk into the left. And I plan on putting 3 other ones by the bathrooms on that blank wall space.
great.
I'll probably put up a couple of ladies from the LPGA Tour near the ladies' bathroom door, and maybe another guy near the men's bathroom door.
Okay.
And I think that's about it, unless anybody has any questions.
I have one question. It's hard to think of this, but the Masters is coming up next month. Are we doing anything in conjunction with the Masters?
Yeah, it's in November. It'll be cold, but I really think we should, because everybody loves. It's one of the best golf events of the year to watch.
That it is.
You could do that.
It's going to be interesting seeing Augusta in the fall.
Yeah, nothing will be blooming, but it'll still be pretty.
Oh, there'll be different blooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, different blooms down there. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. I know we're running a little slow, but we'll pick it up here in a minute. Jim, maintenance, please.
Okay, I don't have any written report. I've been working hard the last couple of days doing the aeration of the greens. That went very well. It was quite successful. And the crew went above and beyond with their efforts. You know, everybody was in motion most 100% of the time. That's what I like to see, and that's what they did. Let's see what else we got going on. We got some recovery going on around the greens. It's not quite as fast as I'd like to see it, but we're doing what we can there. Otherwise, there's no real issues to bring up. There's no real worries of mine. If anybody has any questions, I'll take them.
How about tell us about your great new staff member?
Oh, sure. Got a new assistant. He came from Siwanoy Country Club. He had an unfortunate situation with his family, and he is currently with us. So we kind of benefited from his unfortunate situation, but he is an immediate team member,
Right.
almost unlike any other assistant I've ever had. So that's a really great thing.
So can we see a bio on him and some information on him?
I could try to get that together from him.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Sure.
And then we should promote that, not only on the website, but on Facebook and elsewhere.
Or maybe invite him to next month's meeting.
And that's a good idea too.
Sure. Sure.
It's a very good idea. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And he's on staff now working.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. All right. Denise, we're going to get into the weeds on this a little bit in the executive
Yep.
session, but
What?
I don't know. Joe, can you mute yourself right now for a second, please?
Oh, I thought I did, sorry.
That's okay. So Denise, give us some of your little report and observations and stuff and on the tennis courts.
Sure. Can you hear my background noise? Should I go, or you?
No,
can
you sound fine.
Okay. So I've just been kind of doing some pros and cons about the tennis courts and trying to take a look at the whole program and what's been going on with, you know, Oak Hills Tennis. So let's see. I guess one of the things, and Mark, since you said you're going on vacation, I think you and I should have a phone conversation before you go away so that we can talk about getting together with Kings Highway, if that's our steps that we're going to take, and, you know, what we were going to talk about for the lease, and, you know, you and I just have a conversation about moving forward.
Sure. The best day for,
Let's save this conversation for the executive session, please.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just wanted to say that I probably will call you tomorrow, Mark, and speak in regards to that.
okay.
So I've been just trying to kind of take a look at the courts and get pros and cons. And, you know, I've seen what in the past Kings Highway has offered, and I've seen now what they haven't offered. So I think one of the things, if we're going
And I want to save this to executive session, please.
Oh, you want
Yes.
all of that? Oh, okay. Then, okay. Then we can kind of jump to some of the expenses for what I see that might be needed for the tennis courts. I'm working on getting quotes, which I have 5 quotes to have the fence repaired and painted, and they range from like $11,000 up to $37,000. I kind of have one quote that I'm looking at that's around $13,000 that I think is reasonable if we were to move forward with the fence painting. We're trying to raise some money, you just heard that Jerry said that, you know, we have like almost $1,000 that came in. I have a little more money that's going to be coming in. I know people who have actually offered to donate, but I haven't seen anything come through yet. So I'm not quite sure where that's going to fall out to be. You know, if people kind of say that they're going to contribute, you know, we might have maybe up to $3,000, which might be nice. One of the ideas I was thinking about raising money was maybe to have some kind of banquet in the springtime where we could, you know, possibly use the restaurant, have kind of an auction, you know, silent auction, a live auction, and get the people, not only the tennis association, but maybe even golfers to come. So maybe we would expand it to kind of include everybody, or as many people as possible. I know that the place probably holds about 200 or 250 people. I don't even know high, because I don't know really with the COVID requirements, but this is just a thought, trying to get some money together. What'd you say?
I say it's 150 now.
So we can have a group that meets up to
150.
Is it? Okay. So that's a thought that I was trying to see. I've put some banquets together in the past with my soccer organization, so I have a little bit of background on that. So that's something that could, we could look at for the future.
Okay.
And then the other thing would just be some of the maintenance that needs to be done with the courts. Just a note, Jim, the wind shears are falling off the courts. A lot of them are flopping around. So if you have time to take a look or send somebody over there, either to take them down or to, tie them back up. If they're blowing all over the place on court 6 and 5, and I think court 2. So
Yeah, I did notice that, and I think that this late in the season we'll probably just take them down.
Yeah, you probably could take everything, all the wind nets down. So
Yep.
They're a little thick, and I don't know if did we order them or did Kings Highway order them?
The ones on the golf course side are the cheapies. They rip. I'm surprised they didn't rip when they came down, but those are the thin ones. And the ones on the other courts, I don't know. They were here when I got here, and they're in good shape. They're fine.
Yeah, they're in good shape. But the black ones, I don't know. They just seem to be flapping all over with I don't know if they're too thick, but anyway, they are what they are. And then we were talking about maybe getting a shed to, there's a lot of stuff all around the grounds, so we need to kind of really button up how the place looks. Whether it was Kings Highway's issues that they just ignored or whether we need to do it. So that's something that needs to be sorted out, whoever is to move forward and rent the place for the summer. There's trees and shrubs that need to be maintained. Of course, there's the sprinkler system that kind of needs to be looked at. I know there's one sprinkler head that's kind of laying on the ground. I don't know if it's broken. I know a lot of people have tried to push it back into the holder, and they can't get it in, so whatever. So I don't know if that's something that is just going to need to be replaced. And kind of that's it in a nutshell.
Okay.
Without getting into so many other things.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. And is that you I hear with like a T there? That's gone, I think. Thank you, Denise. So Joe, are you ready to give us your restaurant report, sire?
Sure. Let me unmute. Did I get that?
Yeah, you're coming through fine.
Awesome. Yep. So restaurant report. Nice to see you all. Haven't been in touch in a while, but everything over here seems to be going well. Restaurant. Let's see. Report. Restaurant continues to run smoothly with no issues that I'm aware of between September last month and now. We sent out a memo responding to the last meeting. Hopefully everyone was able to get it and maybe read through it. Just trying to address some of the concerns and issues that were brought up, and commented on at the last meeting. Talking about staffing here, we added young lady Jennifer Miranda. She replaced another young lady, Natalia, she had some medical issues that she was working through, and hopefully she'll be back shortly. We added 2 experienced bartenders for our Friday, Saturday night musics. Experienced bartenders, Jennifer Ayanacone, 16 years she's amazing, super nice, local. And Michael Slocum, another really nice gentleman. He's been bartending for almost 15 years. Survey results, I think we sent out a memo for last month's, just before last month's meeting. Maybe everyone didn't get it. We sent that out. Hopefully everybody was able to read through it and sort through it. For the most part, I think it was pretty positive. answered a lot of, I mean, positive in a lot of different ways. Just kind of highlighted some things that we can kind of work through, and then it sort of brought to light some of the good things that we've been working on. Facilities, I know we've talked about the awning, and that's I guess an outstanding issue that we can, I guess, get to at some point. Everything's in place. There's, I think, 2 awnings that are really broken. The other awnings can be replaced or hung, which probably would avoid having to replace them all. I mean, it's really just 2 awnings that are just not fixable. Moving on, we added a little video game over by the bar. I don't know. We just thought it'd be something just to kind of golden tee golfer video game. Doesn't really do anything for me, to be honest, but we put it in there thinking it might keep some of the golfers happy, while they're eating or having a beer, but I could take it or leave it, to be honest. Food, we continue to work on that. We have regular specials that go out. Everyone seems to be enjoying that. COVID-19, we've been very proactive with all of the standards and guidelines that the governor, the mayor, even to some extent the park authority, just making sure that everyone is just doing what they need to be doing with regard to COVID. It's just so important, and we feel like we've been sort of proactive, very proactive with regard to that. Entertainment seems to be going well. A lot of good feedback with that. And again, people are just COVID. Some people just don't get it. Most people are just very, very, cognizant of it and doing their due diligence with, distancing and face mask, mask wearing and so forth. And I think that's about the extent of my report. I would love to hear if there's any questions. I'd be more than happy to address anything that anybody might have.
Can I make a comment? I just have a couple comments, please. I just want to state, you guys, that I am actually there for the music, like on the weekends, after my rounds of golf, when I play every weekend. And what I've noticed so far is that the staff is very friendly, attentive to all of their guest needs. And the music started on just Saturdays. Now it's gone to Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, as we all know. And the deck is always full. Everyone seems to be having a great time with no complaints that I know of. And everyone, staff and customers, are following all of the COVID guidelines. And basically, from what I've seen during the time that I've been there, since they were allowed to open at the beginning of July, everything is running completely COVID compliant. And I just wanted to bring out my observations, since I am down there every weekend when I play golf.
Okay. All right. So at this time, what we're going to do, because we're going to be talking about a number of vendors that we do business with at Oak Hills, we're going to be talking some personnel issues as well. Under the guidelines of FOI and all the others, we are allowed to go into executive session to discuss those particular type items. So I need somebody that can give me a motion that we move into executive session.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Okay.
Babar.
Thank you, Babar. We will ask only the voting members of the board, although we're not voting, but only the members of the board to stay during this executive session. And we appreciate everybody's participation tonight. And for the rest of you, you can now call it an early evening anyway at 7:54. So thank you very much. And we will, as soon as the deck, it's almost like I'm watching, it's weird watching the windows go. When we get the deck clear here, see you, Jerry. We will move into executive session.